Hey y'all, welcome to 5 Tips for the Modern Entrepreneur. There's also a freelancer bonus for all of my service-based peoples. This is a complimentary course from Content for Creators, and I would love to hear some feedback at the end of this video. So keep me updated with your experience and how you enjoyed this content. 1. Remain consistent and transparent to your audience. Share with your supporters. One day it'll click that no one has to support you, your business, or your product. But you'll see that you're still being chosen in a world full of substitutes, and that should be super humbling. Humbling enough for you to understand to share your blessings with those who've poured into it. Showing supporters that their dollars are going to something that's constantly improving. It subconsciously programs to them that every time they come and get a service or a product from you, that there will be a constant improvement. This builds curiosity for those seasonal customers that don't come year-round or routinely, and it creates loyalty with those people that are consistent supporters. And sharing goes way beyond material possessions. Consider sharing new talents, different trainings, employees, partnerships and networking opportunities, different developments, your workspace environment, new equipment, different conferences and mixers that you go to. 2. Don't stress your follow count. Greatness begins before the public even acknowledges it. See, what'll happen is one random day when you're minding your own business, perfecting your craft, being consistent, transparent, and ethical, they'll just notice. They'll notice your gifts, talents, accomplishments, and your consistency. But this does not mean that this is the day that you became great. This is only the moment that your consistency, transparency, and ethical behavior has been acknowledged and noticed. In reality, you were great from the moment you set yourself apart by perfecting your craft, doing good business, and staying out of everybody else's. So just remember that. Your journey will be respected. Just embrace the journey. 3. Keep in contact beyond social media. Collecting contacts and maintaining contact with your audience is extremely important. This includes updates, promotions, rewards, recent work, advice, sales, all of that. From experience, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and even Apple have technological errors and glitches that randomly disturb the instant contact that we're used to having with our audience. So it's so important to be equipped to sell during these times because bills don't care about who, what, why. Just be prepared. 4. Don't fear investments. So investments are comprised of upgrading equipment or your workspace, delegating tasks, meaning hiring help, hiring influencers, purchasing ads, tickets to conferences or trade shows, treats or entertainment for clients, quality images, new uniforms, subscriptions to business services, attending a class or a webinar, Audible, Kindle, financial apps, business loans are all examples of investments. The initial investment is always the worst because you never want to spend the money up front. You don't know if you're going to have a return on it for sure, but we're going to do it with the intention that it will bring a return, and we believe in our products and our services, so we have faith that those investments will gradually pay themselves off. Plus, at the end of the year, you're able to write off many of those investments. It shouldn't hurt to invest in your brand. What should hurt is spending all of the profits that you're making on everything except your brand and having nothing to show for it. Business can be time-consuming, especially if you're service-based, having to be present for every sale that you make. But there are ways to let your money work for you. It's impossible to play every role and execute every role at 100%. So don't cheat yourself. Multitasking isn't as productive as you may think. Prior to investing, just make sure you research, calculate, and plan. Follow through with it and faith it out. Number 5, websites produce significant results and make life a lot easier. Now, y'all keep in mind, this is an older digital product. Even though it's older, everything in here still is valid. But some of these stats that I'm going to read you about my personal experience isn't in this recent time. This is in the past. A website isn't absolutely essential. For years, I operated without one. However, the reward of operating with a website has been so much greater. Creating a website has increased my sales by 42% from 2018, and it's only month 9, solely service-based at this time. Service-based sites have pros, as in they significantly reduce the amount of text messages and phone calls about fundamentals like pricing, policies, availability. It allows you to focus more on your craft and allows you to focus on those money-producing activities, while clients and customers and prospects are able to look up those fundamentals on their own. Product-based sites have pros as well, which are the analytics and all of the advertisement options that are available. We're no longer limited to face-to-face transactions. We're able to capture audiences over state lines and global territories to sell without it costing a fortune. Once you find your niche, hot products, and a target audience that responds well to it, the site will really work for itself. A website done correctly demonstrates your expertise, it establishes credibility, and it offers fully functional, clickable links. These are websites that typically sell on their own. You just have to drive that quality traffic to it. Dun dun dun! The freelancer bonus for all of my service-based entrepreneurs. Consider selling a product. As a freelancer, you eventually need to give yourself some credit. People trust you, and they trust you as the expert of your craft. Customers would rather purchase directly from you, the expert, especially if you're already servicing them. Offering a product also enables you to reach an audience outside of your service parameters, because we know we cannot service everyone, and it is nearly impossible to produce high amounts of income just being strictly service-based. And say everybody did want to come to you and be serviced only by you, it would be literally like physically impossible. So realistically, when considering another form of income, understand that it's probably right under your nose with less labor required. We want to work smarter, not harder. You're the expert. Constantly remind yourself that what's common sense to you is not common sense to everyone else. Think of the most persistent client issues and concerns that you have, the most frequently asked questions, your common remedies and recommendations and suggestions to those clients, and then that should boost your brainstorm. From there, understand what the need is and how you can satisfy and soothe those needs. And there's your product idea. There's your idea right there. Okay, you guys, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to 5 tips for the modern entrepreneur. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think of this kind of content and if you would like to see more. Bye.